Hi, so I have this problem where a student is asking me to help them solve a problem, and it reads something like the patient needs to take 375 milligrams of ibuprofen. It's 250 milligrams per pill. She has to take it twice a day. So the question is, how many pills? I'll highlight this here. Question is, how many pills does the patient need to take each time she wants 375 milligrams? Well, here's how you do these problems in general. I have some equalities up here where it says like 250 milligrams per pill, 2 times a day. Something you need to know about how you set all of these problems up is that it's always an inequality. So if you start with something that's unique to this problem, I always say it's a unique item. Like it's always 250 milligrams per pill, but it's not always 375 milligrams. So I guess that one patient does. So it's not a hard set rule, but it's a good rule for starting. Start with something that's unique, and you multiply it by an equality times inequality, and you just keep doing this until you end up with the units that you want. So in this particular case, we're going to start with 375 milligrams of ibuprofen, and we need to turn this into pills because the question is, how many pills does she need to take? So we need to get some path from ibuprofen to pills. And it's a network of symbols on the top. I'll change color again here. It can be anything. This can be milligrams, it can be pounds, it can be inches. Doesn't matter, but the main idea is that the thing on the top, and I'm just going to call it star here, has to be multiplied by a star on the bottom. And just let the top be whatever the top is. Let's say it's smile face, then this has to be smile face down here. So that's what we're looking for, this train of events. So what we're going to say is that, and well, the important thing is that this thing with the smile over the star, for example, I'm trying to make this vague so that you're just concentrating on the idea. They have to equal one another. So a smile has to equal a star. Example, 12 inches is equal to 1 foot. When we make that into by dividing both sides by 1 foot, we make this into an equality because this equals 1. So 12 inches divided by 1 foot is equal to 1. So anything that we multiply, any quantity, let's call it star, times 1 is equal to star. So star times 12 inches over 1 foot is still equal to star. We haven't changed the quantity at all, which is important. We're just translated it to another language, essentially. Also, the inverse is true. So because 1 over 1 is 1, then 1 foot over 12 inches is also equal to star. So the concept is that we're multiplying anything, in this case 375 milligrams, by some quantity that is equal to 1 to get our answer, to change the units. So I'm going to go ahead and just erase all of this stuff, and we are going to just go up here and start the problem. Now this problem isn't very complicated, but we're belaboring it so that we can help understand what's happening a little better. There we go, get rid of some of this stuff. So now we're following our map here of what we said we were going to do. We say 375 milligrams of ibuprofen times, we don't know what, but it's going to have milligrams of ibuprofen on the bottom. That's all we know because we want these units to cancel out. And we look up here and we say, oh, there's 250 milligrams of ibuprofen per pill. So I'll just make a little box around that so you can see it a little easier. Let's see if I can do that. Here we go, little fella. I'm going to drag it down here so you can see this a little better. This is where this information's here, but we're going to invert it. We're going to put the milligrams on the bottom, and we can do that. We have permission to do this. 250 milligrams per 1 pill of ibuprofen. So these cancel this. So we get the units here are just going to be pills of ibuprofen. And then if we do our fancy math here, we can say 375 divided by 250 equals 1.5. Well, we get three significant figures because there's 1, 2, 3. So here we can put 1, so we put 1, 2, 3, 1.50 pills of ibuprofen. And then I'll just highlight this in a color. Oops, sorry, I'll use a highlighter and kind of highlight this so you can see that the answer is 1.5 pills of ibuprofen. So that's, if it looks like, if for visual people, it looks like one pill here. Oops, that's not a pill. Let's see, it looks like this kind of, and they're scored in the middle, so it's one pill and 1.5 pills of ibuprofen. So that is the answer to that problem, and we're done.